Hello everybody, welcome to the video, welcome to the channel if you're new. My name is Jake. Today we're going to be doing an experiment within FM20 to see how Chelsea's transfer business has transformed their fortunes in the Premier League. We know that they've made plenty of signings over the summer, plenty of big names too, a lot of pressure on all of them, but naturally Chelsea are expected to do better this season than they did last season when they had a squad which wasn't really the ideal squad because of a transfer embargo that Chelsea had, and obviously in the real life they finished 4th. We're going to simulate how that team will do in Football Manager, the original team, and then compare it to the team that Chelsea have now with all the new signings, your Werners, your Havertzes, simulate it and see how well that team does compared to the old team to try and get a feel for how Chelsea might do this season. Before we get into it though, with FM21 coming around the corner, if there's anything you want to see in FM21, whether it's tutorials, a series with a certain team, whether there's any experiments that you want to see either in FM20 or FM21, let me know in the comments down below. I'll add it to my list of ideas and I'll probably get around to making it, because once I know that you guys want to see something, I'll do my best to show that to you and make the content for the channel. With that being said, if you do enjoy today's video, hit the like button to push these videos out to more people. We've just reached 175 subscribers, and if by the time this video comes out we can reach 180, that'll be brilliant. The goal was originally 200 by the end of the year. At the rate that we're going to smash that, but we're still just going to aim for small targets each time, so we're aiming for 180 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed and you do enjoy the content, or you want to see FM21 content in the future, hit that subscribe button because this channel is going to be full of it. Now, ignoring my little game face here, a bit off topic, but every year I do my game face in Football Manager and it always comes out stupid. So yes, looking past my abomination of a player, you can see I am unemployed, and that is because we're just viewing this experiment from the outside. We're not going to get involved with the players. It's nothing down to us, it's just the FM experiment. So Frank Lampard will still be managing Chelsea. Obviously, if we go to Chelsea now, I've only got the Premier League loaded, so it should be quite quick when we do eventually get around to it. But you can see it's the squad of old. They've still got players such as, wherever, I imagine Willian and Pedro are in here somewhere if we look. There you go, Willian, Pedro, Batshuayi, who's gone out on loan in real life, Ross Barkley, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, all of which have gone out on loan, stuff like that. So yeah, this is obviously the squad of old. We're going to simulate it to see how well they do. Obviously they did come 4th in real life. Usually Football Manager predictions can be quite accurate, so we'll see how far Chelsea get on. I would expect them to be anywhere within the top 6, but no further than the top 3 with this team, just like in real life where they were just one of them teams fighting for that 4th spot place. If you'd like to see me do this kind of experiment with another team, let me know in the comments. I'm more than happy to do it. It's quite fun for me to do, never mind to make the videos for you guys. So yeah, if you want to see it, let me know. Chelsea under Maurizio Sarri the season before came 3rd. Obviously then they had the transfer ban, lost their best player. You'd expect them to finish a bit lower. So I'm going to predict we will come 4th this season with this team. So let's simulate ahead and let's see how we get on. Okay, so we're in 2020 now, and I would just like to preface this by saying that we are currently obviously on FM20, FM21 isn't out yet at the time of recording. So when we do the test and we put in Chelsea's new players, we obviously won't be going into every single team, promoting teams, relegating teams to make it completely accurate. It will give us a kind of idea of how Chelsea might do this season. So I don't know what's happened here yet, I haven't looked, but we're just going to search Chelsea and see where they finished. Okay, so we can see here Chelsea did come 4th, we'll check the Premier League out now. There they go, they finished 4th place with 73 points behind Man City, Liverpool, Tottenham. I mean, it's kind of realistic to real life, except the only difference is Man U and Tottenham were kind of switched around in real life. Man U finished 3rd, whereas here they finished 8th, which is quite disappointing for them. But we've ended up with 73 points, winning 23 matches, 11 losses and 4 draws. Interestingly, Mateo Kovacic looks like he's done well with 13 assists. We'll go into the Chelsea squad in detail in a second to see how well they did, but I think this is a good indication of Football Manager can be quite realistic sometimes. We did come 4th in real life and we've came 4th here with the simulation. So as far as Football Manager is concerned, we've sorted by average ratings, and Willy Caballero, oh that's because Willy Caballero has only played 1 game as a sub, we won't count him, but Willian is Chelsea's best player across the season, which obviously is quite interesting because when we do the next one with the new team, Willian won't be there anymore. So Willian was getting 9 goals for Chelsea, 13 assists with a 7.45 match rating. Alvaro Morata, the next best player, and Marco Van Ginkel, both of which aren't actually at the club, which is interesting that 2 players out on loan have been better than anyone at the club. But Willian as a top player, Kante and Kovacic following in 2nd and 3rd place. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, interestingly, getting a 7.10. So who actually got all the goals for Chelsea this year? It seems like Tammy Abraham was their main player, scoring 16 goals with 0 assists, and Mason Mount getting 14 goals from midfield. He was very overpowered on this Football Manager, I've got to admit. He won the Golden Ball for me, which is like the Ballon d'Or, in my Chelsea save, which you can see on the channel. It's called Rebuilding the Bridge, where I would like to point out we did sign Timo Werner and Kai Havertz months and months before Chelsea did it in real life, so we're ahead of the game, we are there. Let's see how Pedro did, because obviously he has left in real life. He doesn't seem to be anywhere around. Where is he? There he is. So he got a 6.87 across the season, appeared 26 times, so he was quite a key player, scoring 4 goals. And yeah, quite interesting really. It seems like Willian is the key player according to Football Manager, and obviously with him going, can the new players that we signed, the Havertz's, the Werners, the Ziyech's, step up? That'll be interesting to see. Can Chelsea push on, maybe get third position? But 73 points is not bad at all in the Premier League. Obviously Chelsea will be aiming for a lot more. They finished way behind Liverpool there in that top spot, as did Man City though, to be fair. But yeah, I think Frank Lampard did keep his job. Obviously didn't do as good as the Sarri season, but that's to be expected, losing Eden Hazard. So this is our base level, what we're going to be comparing it to. So now we'll move on to the squad with all of the new signings that did happen in real life, and we're going to see how well they compare to this Chelsea team. Okay, so there's my lovely face again. I've done some stuff in the editor, so if we check now, this is obviously the start of the Premier League season, nothing's happened here, but we should see, there we go, Timo Werner's in the team, Kai Havertz is in the team, Edouard Mendy is here too, Hakim Ziyech, who obviously we still haven't seen in real life, and he's the player I'm most excited to see play for Chelsea. I think in real life he's going to bring the most talent straight off the bat. Ben Chilwell is here, as is Thiago Silva somewhere, I'm sure, if we keep looking. There he is, Thiago Silva is there. And if we do check the transfer history, obviously in the editor it just basically shows the transfers as whatever their value is in the game. So obviously in real life Chelsea didn't actually pay 34 million for Thiago Silva, but it's going to show that there because that's what he's valued at. But we can see Willian, Pedro, Barkley have all left the club. I mean, I can't see Ruben Loftus-Cheek there. I'll have a look where he is. I think I did him. Let's have a look for Ruben Loftus-Cheek. He is at Fulham, so yeah, we must have moved him at some point. So all the variables are correct. We're ready to go for the experiment. You would expect that Chelsea would do better points-wise. Whether they move up in positions is another question. But with Timo Werner, Kai Havertz and Hakim Ziyech, them three specifically should be doing the job that obviously Willian's going. They should pick up the goals and assists that he dropped. And you'd be expecting good performances across the board from them, guys. Sorry about that bit of light near my face, by the way, on the camera. We're still a small channel here, so I'm still using my MacBook with QuickTime Player to have my face in the corner. You know this is really low budget because this camera in the corner is actually, it thinks I'm on FaceTime, I believe. So yeah, very interesting how we're doing things with the technology we've got here on this channel. But you know, I'm doing the best I can do to make content for you guys. So now we're going to simulate ahead until the end of the season to see how Chelsea did. As we load up here, I would just like to say that obviously I didn't change that Chelsea were under a transfer embargo because I think that will kind of help with this experiment because we won't buy extra players on top of who we've already got here. So there we go, we can see straight away there's something interesting here. Man City is an available Premier League job. Sometimes Guardiola does go to Chelsea, so maybe Lampard's been sacked, or maybe he just did a really poor job with Manchester City. So we can see the Premier League table now just by clicking this link here, and we'll see how well Chelsea did. Remember, they came 4th last time with 73 points and Liverpool were on 92, so that's a 19-point gap between Chelsea and the top spot. Okay, so here is the Premier League table. Interestingly, that must have been why Guardiola lost his job. He didn't qualify for the Champions League. Joint level with Chelsea, who are still in 4th place with 2 points more than last time. The same amount of wins, a few more draws, and a lot less losses than before. If you remember, Chelsea had 21 wins last time. I think it was 11 losses and 4 draws. We've converted a lot of them losses into draws here. So I mean, at least with Thiago Silva and Ben Chilwell joining the club, Chelsea have been better defensively. My guess would be that Edouard Mendy wouldn't have played because he wouldn't be rated high in this Football Manager, and Football Manager does kind of rate Kepa highly, so I would expect that Kepa got the majority of the games and Mendy didn't really affect the experiment at all. But you can see this time they only finished 2 points off 3rd place, who is Arsenal this time, and interestingly only 16 points off the top spot, whereas last time that was 19 points. So yeah, they did better, I guess, but it's not the significant differences that you'd expect. Now I wonder if I do go to Chelsea's squad, who the best players were. You can already see Kai Havertz has been classed as a key player, so he must have done really well for the club. And if we look by average rating, here we go. Interestingly, Hakim Ziyech, Kai Havertz and Timo Werner were the 3 best players at the club in their first season. Hakim Ziyech getting an incredible 15 goals and 12 assists from that midfield position with a 7.36 match rating. And it looks like Chelsea are playing him as a central midfielder on the left hand side, so that's a very good return from where he is. I assume a lot of that will be set pieces. Kai Havertz doing well as well in the attacking midfield position, 18 goals and 8 assists. Timo Werner smashing it with 23 goals, 4 assists. And N'Golo Kante getting 16 assists there. Tammy Abraham and Mason Mount still pitching in with goals across the board. Pulisic having a good season too. Thiago Silva also looked very good in the time he was here. Can we find Ben Chilwell? Did he not really get played? It looks like Chelsea might not have used him as much. Oh no, we can see here he just didn't play as well as the others. He played 16 games, 1 goal, 3 assists. I think he'll get a big improvement on the next Football Manager, as will, a bit off topic, but left backs, Alphonso Davies is incredibly poor rated in the current Football Manager, so hopefully in FM21 he is a proper out and out wonder kid player. Edouard Mendy, we can see here, didn't actually end up playing a game. They were predicted to come 3rd with the team they got and they didn't do very well. I mean, can we check the media season preview to see if Chelsea have got anyone in the team 11. We haven't got anyone in the best 11 actually. That's interesting with all the players that we do have. We still apparently don't have one player who's in the best 11 in the league. Seeing as Arsenal did so well this time, it might be interesting to see if they bought anyone. If we go to transfer history, did they sign anyone that they didn't have in real life? They did sign Donny van de Beek. Obviously we did give them Willian, who seems to have helped him a lot. Obviously Football Manager, like I said, does rate Willian quite highly, so it seems like Van de Beek and Willian must have done a good job for them. Let's see how Willian did for Arsenal. He played 38 games with 6 goals and 8 assists, not bad at all for Arsenal standards. That wasn't a dig, I promise. Spurs also doing really well. Did they sign anyone interesting? Let's have a look. Other than the usual players they've got, I think that's all quite normal. I don't think there's any special ones there. We'll check Liverpool now just to see if there's a reason they're finishing so high. Are they doing extra transfer business that we don't know about? Okay, they really did. They signed Tagliafico, Semedo and Edouard from Celtic, who's obviously a class player in Football Manager. If you don't know, try and sign this guy from Celtic. He is brilliant. I don't know if he's that good in real life. I'm sure he is, but I feel like he should be in the Premier League by now if he's this good. But Frank Lampard does keep his job here, and we're going to simulate one more season ahead just to see how these players do again, see if Chelsea improve at all. It could have been an issue with the players settling in, but the 3 new players did do quite good, so we'll simulate ahead one more season, see what Chelsea do, and then we can end the experiment there. Okay, so it's been another season, welcome back. Now, I do not know what's happened this season yet, but we can see here that Arsenal are looking for a new manager, as are Aston Villa. So obviously things didn't go well for, I think Arteta's actually in the game here as manager. Could have been Unai Emery, I don't know. But from there we can click on Arsenal. We can see they came 5th and got sacked, so they did obviously come 3rd I think the season before ahead of us. You can see in their last game they lost 2-0 to Chelsea, so Chelsea maybe did quite well this season. Let's have a look. Chelsea came 2nd, only 4 points off of Liverpool, so you can see there's a clear improvement, and Liverpool again getting 91 points. Chelsea bridging the gap massively. Obviously transfer embargo is gone. Chelsea will have all the money, because obviously when I transferred the players onto Chelsea's team, it didn't cost them anything, if that makes sense. So all the transfer budget that they did spend on the Werners, the Havertzes, would have been there to spend on extra players. So I guess that has kind of messed up the experiment a bit in this second season, but I didn't actually plan to do a second season, to be fair to myself. But they have done really well, and hopefully this is a sign of things to come for Chelsea in real life, just to keep building and building. Thiago Silva ended up becoming the vice-captain. The key player this season was Federico Chiesa, who obviously they have signed extra. Hold on, let's first check. I haven't actually looked at that screen, but we're going to look at who they signed. Okay, no wonder they did so good. They signed Jadon Sancho for 90 million. Correa for 82 million, another 82 million on Chiesa. I'm definitely pronouncing his name wrong, aren't I? 70 million for Bentancur, 58 million for Rafa. They really did spend money, even getting James Rodriguez on a free. And okay, this season definitely ruined the experiment, because they sold Timo Werner, they sold Jorginho, they sold Kurt Zouma, they sold Alonso, they got rid of a load of players. But if we do look, maybe we can see players like Havertz, see how well they did. If we go by average rating, Chiesa looks brilliant, Havertz getting 23 goals, 10 assists, Abraham doing good, Ziyech having not as good of a season. He must have been injured or something because he hasn't played as much this year. Sancho doing well, Kante doing well. Edouard Mendy's now starting to get games for Chelsea too. Ben Chilwell not playing that much, to be fair to him. They won the Carabao Cup last season apparently, I didn't notice that. But yeah, I mean, they've done well under Frank Lampard. I think this experiment's been a bit ruined. It is my first time doing an experiment like this, by a bit of poor planning on my end, I guess. I'm not too familiar with the editor yet, but I will learn. If you guys want to see any more experiments like this, let me know. But signs are positive for Chelsea. Things are going to be on the way up, and it looks like that in real life too. I know a lot of people were getting like Lampard out after the first few games, but you've got to bear in mind some of these signings have barely even played yet. Havertz has done pretty good since the start, even though most of his games are played out of position. Werner still hasn't played up front. Thiago Silva's looked good, now he's settling into this team, as does Ben Chilwell. We still haven't seen Hakim Ziyech. Edouard Mendy's only played 1 Premier League game, and in that game we won 4-0, so who knows what's going to happen this season. It looks like it's going to be a crazy one, with teams just winning and losing whenever they feel like it. So it's going to be very open, anyone could win it, and I think, who knows, you never know. I'm not going to say we're going to win the league, but I think we'll do pretty well. I think top 4 is still definitely on the cards. Way too early to predict where anyone's going to be yet, other than probably Fulham as the bottom team. This was just a quick video that I felt like doing. If you guys did enjoy it, let me know. If you don't want to see any more experiments like this, let me know too. I'm always down for your guys' opinions, and if you have any ways in which I could improve videos for you guys, let me know and I'll try and do it. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button, comment down below to get involved, and hit that subscribe button to help us reach 180 subscribers. And if you really like me, hit the notification bell, but that's completely up to you. I hope to see you in the next video, guys, and goodbye.